Hello, YouTube. It's BTM here. Welcome you guys back to the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel. Let's freaking go. And this is the where to get your coins or what coins to invest in version of Bitcoin Live. And we're starting with the halving. So the halving is April 19th, 2024, which is 9 days, 20 hours, 4 minutes, and 50 seconds. And we're just going to leave the timer up here. Shout out to Texas Crypto. What's going on, man? And yeah, I didn't make a video yesterday, but I'm making a video today. And yesterday, the clips kind of had us running around, so we didn't quite get back in time. And it was late, but I'm going to start making evening videos, try to do it every night. Tomorrow it's going to be later because I got something to do. But after, I guess, 9:30, we'll try to get the predictions out. And here, I got my own list. I'm not going to show you somebody else's video list. I'm just going to show you a couple of videos where people are talking about my picks, because I'm going to do my own picks. I'm going on my own, and I'm going to start giving you what I think are good narratives in this next bull run. So start investing now. A couple of these are mid caps, so they're not actually under $1. But towards the end of the video, I'll get you the small micro caps, and then we can talk about what RWA is. And RWA is something new to me, something I just picked up, but we're going to roll with that as well. So thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for logging in. Thanks for supporting the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel. And this is the Twitter page. Don't forget to join the Twitter page. So this is up on the Patreon as well. I need to get the Patreon updated. I've been kind of busy, but I'm going to get to the Patreon so we can actually share the information and save it so you guys can look at it on your own time when you have a break. So this is Top Gainers and Q1 2024. And this we're starting with Aerodrome. I do like the Aerodrome project, and it is over $1, so it's not pennies anymore. But its year to date is 2,666. So it's definitely a good play. And this is the actual Aerodrome site. And this is one of two sites that I think is really good, right? Someone took some time and put some work in and actually created a pretty good site here. And as you know, Aerodrome is on the base network. Aerodrome is the next generation AMM designed to serve as base's central liquidity hub, combining a power liquidity incentive engine, vote lock governance model, and friendly user experience. Aerodrome inherits the latest features from Vendrome V2, Aerodrome Aerodrome NFTs votes to distribute token emissions and receive incentive fees generated by protocol. Stable, volatile trading for low fees, 100% protocol incentives, liquid locked positions in the form of NFTs. Designed to reward participants that enable a substantial growth in the protocol. So this is the voters, the traders, the LPs, the admissions, incentives, and protocols and liquidities. So the traders swap tokens with minimal slippage and pay some of the lowest fees to Aerodrome. Lockers, liquidity provider deposits tokens used for trading on Aerodrome and receive air admission rewards. Protocols, incentives to VE drone voters and attract voters Aerodrome emissions to their pools, allowing them to build liquidity at low cost. Vote on which pools will earn air admissions and receive 100% incentives and fees for the pools they vote for. Any arrow holders can look their tokens to convert to E or VE Aerodromes. Total value 670.6 million. Monthly trade 1.2 billion. Monthly fees 18.5 billion. And monthly users 167.1 thousand. So let me know what you guys think about Aerodrome. And I'm going to go to a video here. Just check the habit. Still 9 days. We'll check that in a minute. Let's see here. And this is their web page. And I'm sorry, this is their Instagram page. So not a lot of new news here. Let's see here. Let's go to this first video. This is Brian Wong, however you say his name. And he is talking about top 5 cryptos to invest in with 10 days of the halving left. And we're just going to look at the Aerodrome finance. And make sure you're looking at AERO, which is AERO is Aerodrome, because there's another Aerodrome out there. And currently it is $1.85. It's up 0.09% in the last hour. It's down 3% in the last day. It's up 32.67% in the last 7 days. Market cap is 719 million. Volume is 18.4 million. Volume versus cap is 2.65. All-time high is $2. And let me click this video because I'm rambling on. Let me get this video going.
They hit that all-time high of $2 before coming back down. And I'd say right now, this is probably one of the better buying opportunities, just knowing that $2 is another level that I expect us to test rather soon. Aerodrome is the main liquidity DEX for all of Base and what they're doing. Now, I believe Aerodrome has real potential to compete against Uniswap. In the next few weeks, Aerodrome is set to release their Slipstream update. And I believe this could be the catalyst for us to see Aerodrome rallying towards even $3 or $5 at that point. If we go ahead and even compare Aerodrome with Radium, which was the main DEX for Solana, Radium's market cap at its peak at over $1.1 billion would equate to Aerodrome being at well over $3 too. Even last week, Aerodrome set a new record high for swap fees, and they generated $2.3 million in fees from traders on a record high of over $400 million in weekly trading volume. If I were to compare Aerodrome to the peak of where Uniswap was, that's still a 43x that we could see with this project. That would mean Aerodrome would be worth $60. I think they have every reason to be listed on the front page of CoinMarketCap as one of the top projects to exist. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I think even a $10 Aerodrome would be absolutely fantastic, but seeing the potential that there is within the space and seeing just how further Base is getting developed, if I could sell everything and I would just keep one coin, this would still be that. Now, say we don't flip Uniswap, the next one would be PancakeSwap as an example. An Arrow with the market cap of PancakeSwap at its previous all-time high would still put it just under $20 or another 12.95x. Now, by the way, the only reason all of this even works and why even Aerodrome is a viable play is just simply because the fact that the Base token does not exist.
What's up, AR? Welcome to the live, and we're talking about Aerodrome. One of the things I think is going to be very bullish in this upcoming bull run. So keep an eye on it. Put a couple dollars on it. It's not financial advice. This is just me trying to help out new investors. And I am working on the Welcome to Crypto new investor class. So I'll get that out too. Hopefully that'll come out right after the halving. But still putting all the information together to kind of help new investors get ready for the next bull run. So let's see, what is that? Bull run ready? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the titles, but I'm definitely going to get that out for you guys so you can log into the Patreon and kind of review it and let me know what you think so we can kind of help the normies out on their new crypto journey.
If you're trying to invest into Base, it's saying like we're related to Coinbase, it's more than likely a scam. The reason that Coinbase has not created the Base token is because the SEC has been down the gullets of Coinbase and Brian Armstrong so much over the last few years. I personally believe Coinbase is extremely smart. They had all of this planned for many, many, many years. We know this from the secret master plan from the 2016 blog. And more than that, think of it like this. Coinbase on the public stock market trades as ticker symbol coin, but on the crypto market, I think they imagine themselves to trade under the ticker symbol base. Combined, they would be then called Coinbase. And truly, they are now mixing real world traditional finance to the decentralized on-chain world and mashing it in together. All right, now if you missed out on the huge Aerodrome pump, that's okay because there's still a ton of other plays that are coming up. Right after we saw Aerodrome and Base really developing, and then it started to crawl all over crypto Twitter just a few months later, this is around the time where we've seen Base meme coins begin to pump, and they pumped hard. Few examples, Toshi. We mentioned this project way earlier on for the month of March, and even right now it's consolidating at a fair range. Now the market cap of Brett is still at about 500,000. Toshi is sitting at under 200 million. And the one meme coin that I think is doing a better job than all of them, they're so active on social media, they were fair launch, is called Normie. I think every layer and every cycle, we see an original meme coin coming up. A derivative of a meme coin just simply means it's a copycat. And a lot of the times, the copycats really don't go anywhere. Now, what I also like about Normie is that they do have a lower market cap. It's at $83 million, so under $100 million right now. I think this is a crazy good buy entry because the last time it hit its all-time high was near 20 cents. It was at 18 cents. So even from here, you'd be getting at least another 2x. And if it were to retest those levels and go even to the upside, I think there's a possibility it can get to even 20 or even 30 cents during the peak of this bull run. Now, I have a full report card and a checklist of how I find some of these meme coins way earlier on. These are the plays that I'd consider to be high risk, high reward. So don't go all in. Don't put more money into the markets than you can afford to lose. And just realize, even with some things like meme coins.
So go ahead and like the video and subscribe. And we're talking about Aerodrome, Texas Crypto. I think this is one of your favorites. So this is $1.80, was it $1.85? And this is Coin Market Cap says it's down 2.8%. Market cap is 295 million. 24-hour trading volume is 39 million. See here. This is another video we'll get to in a second. This is something else. This is the next cryptocurrency in the list, actually. So this is Aerodrome. And I thought I had something up about Aerodrome. So you can get it on Coinbase, Gate.io, KuCoin, BitGet, Aerodrome Finance is what I'm going to look into as well. Let me know if anybody is using this Aerodrome Finance or this Uniswap on Base or any of these other exchanges. Yeah, Texas Crypto, I did get into Unidrone late as well. And I was going to talk about Archblock, but I'll save Archblock tomorrow for the high caps or the blue chip cryptocurrencies. So this is Aerodrome. This is bags only. See what he's talking about.
Some pretty big news, I guess, essentially announced today when it comes to Aerodrome. So again, please drop a like and hit the subscribe button. Again, I drop content like this all the time. We're 9 days away, according to CoinMarketCap, from the Bitcoin halving. Again, super exciting time. I think if you are a crypto investor, and specifically if you're investing in these types of altcoins and things like that, obviously Aerodrome is highly connected to Base, and highly connected to Coinbase, CB Ventures, etc., etc. But yeah, I don't want to waste any time. I want to get this video out as soon as possible and make this video as brief as possible. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So Aerodrome puts out a series of tweets today, 8 hours ago, and it's just super bullish. And before I get into the slipstream, this catalyst here that Aerodrome is putting out to the public essentially is why I think and how I think Aerodrome can directly compete with Uniswap. So you can see your slipstream is scheduled to land on Aerodrome April 22nd. Slipstream will combine Aerodrome's 2.6x TVL advantage with a novel, fully audited implementation of concentrated liquidity based off the Uni V3. Aerodrome will be the volume and liquidity hub of base. So I think just this alone, I'm gonna retweet this live on my Twitter. Go to follow me, BGSNLY. I think this alone creates a ton of bullish sentiment um, in regards to Aerodrome directly competing with Uniswap, or being able to compete, having the ability to compete with Uniswap. Look at market caps right here, $21.82, which is 11.73 multiplier for Aerodrome at an $8 billion market cap, which is Uniswap's current market cap. If it has Uniswap's all-time high, obviously we've done this numerous times in every video. $22 billion market cap puts Aerodrome at a $57 price, 31x from the time of this current video, which would obviously be just insane multipliers for, I think, where a lot of people and what positions a lot of people have in Aerodrome. Because I know already right now, many people are up a ton on Aerodrome, up 28% over the last 7 days, up 240% over the last month. But getting deeper into this slipstream here, like I said, this is what I think is going to give Aerodrome an advantage. Well, it's going to make the playing field level with Uniswap, but everything else that Aerodrome has going for it, the rewards, its connection to Base with all the users that Base and Coinbase have already, I think it can put it above Uniswap. So Aerodrome has delivered a significant ecosystem growth with our VAMM and the SAMM pools to date. With the Slipstream edition, it will essentially provide improved UX for LPs and capture a greater share of volume on Base. Slipstream offers unique features, and again, Slipstream is already on Velodrome. There's a Velodrome Medium article from back on September 15th talking about Slipstream on Velodrome. And again, if you are unaware, Aerodrome is a fork of Velodrome. Velodrome is on Optimism. So again, it all coincides and works, in my opinion, kind of one big ecosystem, even though Aerodrome and Velodrome are on different chains. But user-friendly tick spacing, zero off-chain accounting, faster Oracle updates, and custom-free algorithm that adapts to volatility, all with Slipstream, right? It focuses on low volatility, high volume pairs for optimal capital efficiency, and concentrated liquidity as well. So it's essentially giving users that are on Aerodrome the best of Uniswap, Curve, Convex, whatever liquidity hub is your preference. Aerodrome is offering all of that plus more, in my opinion. But again, this is just super bullish news. I know we knew for a while now that this was coming, but for this to be like an official date, like an actual date, not like a time period, not like a quarter of the year when it's going to come, like an actual date when this is going to come. I think without question it creates a ton of bullish sentiment. And again, Aerodrome being down 3% today after a day that it ran up pretty significantly over the last 48 hours, 36 hours or so, is not scaring me at all, right? I think $3 only down 3%. Really, really gives a positive outlook for Base moving forward. And even if we just take a look really quickly at the current holder count, 40,000 holders, closing in on 40,000 holders for Aerodrome. Extremely, extremely bullish, you guys. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about Aero. Going to continue with these update videos. Drop a like, hit that subscribe.
Yes. Who is this? Texas Crypto. Definitely think Aerodrome can push up to. What's he get into? Yeah, which I got into, but I think it's definitely going to push more than $20 a token. So I was trying to see if I can find some tokenomics there for Aerodrome. I don't think I'll go through the video that quick, but let me see. Let me find something here for price prediction real quick. If we got a second, price. I thought it was one on the video, but here's something. Okay, let me throw this on there. So this is a Aerodrome price prediction. Where'd it go? Okay, here. So Aerodrome is saying month high and month prediction is $6.09. 5-day prediction $2.41. Currently, it is at $1.84. Sentiment is bullish. Greed is extreme greed. And 2025 low is $1.86. And the high is 877. 2026, $1.55. Year high, 460, 493. 2027 low, $1.70. High, 348. And 2029, $4 for the low and $11 for the high. And I suspect the high is going to be higher than what does this guy say? 20, what did he say? $8 for the year. I think you're right. Texas crypto is going to be more closer to $20, maybe $15. So it's good we got in. I wish we would have gotten earlier, but I think we still got in at a good spot. Moving forward, that's number one. Number two is something else I'm very bullish on, and this is this agave gachi or ghost. And this is for 2025 prediction. It's saying for 2024, sorry. Current price is $2.51, and they're saying it could get to $8.75, a 230% increase. What was this? This was a 227% increase. Extreme fear and greed is extreme greed. 2025, $2.65. Yearly high is $12.62. So currently it is $2.55. Market cap is 134.3 million. 24-hour trading volume is 24 million. Volume versus cap 17.8. All-time high is 380. Currently it's up 0.11 cents. 24-hour trading, 24 hours is down 12.95. 7 days is down 6.8. 30 days is still up 110%. 90 days, 157. For the year, it's up 130. Circular supply is 52.7 million. So if we go to the website, this is the website, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of like the color scheme, and it's kind of funnish, right? It's kind of a game, play and earn with friends. A digital ghost trapped forever on the blockchain. Gaming hopes to distract me from my imperial dread. Introducing the Got You Chain viral game console just for us. I'll check math in a second too. So what was that? That was Smile K in math. I did see math in one of the other videos I was looking at earlier. Cross game progress. So we'll look here. So what is Got You Ghost? Is a crypto collectible game built on Ethereum where participants can purchase and grow Avake's non-fundable tokens, NFTs, used to explore and interact with the Agave's digital universe. Avatars. Each Agate avatar is a digital collection that has unique attributes defined by a royalty score. The score is calculated by specific character traits, wearable, attachable to the avatars. A kinship score, which is based on how often a player interacts with avatars and the amount of Agave-powered tokens staked to the avatar. The platform draws in nostalgia for handheld digital pet games. Atasugo enriches a classic game with block-enabled functionality. And I'll put this in the link as well if you guys wanted to read that. And you're right, it is fully diluted market share. So let me go back. Where was that? total supply and the circulating supply is almost already there. So that's a good thing as well. So definitely going to be no rug pull or last minute pumps and dumps. So I think that's a good part of the project as well. And now for Slolo Tech. And I think of the websites, I think this might be one of the best websites I've seen in AI so far. This website is really slick, right? It's nice. It shows you different pieces. I'm not really sure if I'm navigating it correctly. We're paving the way for a more convenient and secure future by providing accessible artificial intelligence as a service, AI, AAS blockchain as a service, BAAS, high performance computing power, HPC, and artificial intelligence marketplace. All these cutting edge technologies are powered by our native token, All Tech or AI Tech. And then this, if you can see, it goes to the about. Let me see if we can go back. I was trying to scroll down, but I can't scroll down. So I don't know. I haven't quite figured that part of the website out, but it's cool where if you do scroll, it takes you to services, AIS self-service platform coming soon, AI tech solutions, AI platform, AI software, and microservices, customer service potential, portal, sorry, disputed ledger format and solutions, full stack of enterprise tools, private enterprise change for government, security, hacking, and fraud. And then it goes to, I think it shows you the team. This actually scrolls. And it shows you, I guess, where you can get exchanges, KuCoin, Gate.io, HTX, Maxi, BitGet, the usual suspects, B2, P2B, XT, 2-bit, and that's all the ones I've actually heard of. So again, this is their Twitter site with 408,000 followers. So they're doing something right. Plus, they got a pretty good website. So shout out to these guys. Let's check out this.
Forever. An AI
What is this video?
in a world driven by technology, 3 revolutions are about to unfold, changing the digital landscape forever. An AI marketplace, GPU marketplace, and an eco-friendly HPC data center set to revolutionize AI, gaming, blockchain, and computing. The AI marketplace, MVP releasing in June, democratizes AI by connecting AI model developers, creators, and users in a unified ecosystem designed to break down barriers and foster innovation. Next, the GPU marketplace revolutionizes access to high-performance computing power, MVP releasing in June. Beyond a platform, it's a community where users can rent GPU power. This is where our HPC data center, launching this July, becomes a cornerstone of our ecosystem, offering unprecedented access to high-quality, sustainable HPC power at rates the masses can afford. Join us in shaping a future where technology is inclusive, sustainable, and boundless.
So it's a pretty good video, and they do spend a lot or do a lot of research into the video or just into their presentations overall. So I like that about them as well. So let's see here. Let me go back to here. And this again is on the Patreon. See if it ever pulls up here. Just closing out some windows. I'll install out later on. So this is on the Patreon, top 8 AI powered by price performance in Q1. And clearly AI tech is market cap 169 million. Fully DCM is 483 million. This was as of April 5th. Then we have HGPT and SNS Palm AIOZ, sorry. Fetch, which I'm also bullish on, Singular, CGPT, Move, and Ocean. And I guess we'll do some more research into those as well. But the main thing was this AI tech. So let's see. And this is current price at 22 cents, down 7.60 in the day. Market cap is 121 million. 24-hour trading volume 7.2 million. Circulating supply 530 million. And it's on Hex, Gate.io, Mexi, Pancake Swap, BitGet, KuCoin. News, let's see, 19 days ago, 21 days ago. Successfully constructed an environmentally conscious, state-of-the-art, high-performance computing HPC data center spanning over 8,000 square feet. This facility is strategically situated in a high secure European location. Interesting. In conjunction with the remarkable achievement, Ceratus is posed to unveil the world's pioneer deflammatory artificial intelligence token known as AI Tech. This token will serve as a payment gateway for licensing artificial intelligence as a service, AI, AAS, blockchain as a service, BAAS, and accessing HPC resources in their infrastructure as a service, IaaS platform. Intends to establish a exclusive marketplace centered to software developers, enabling them to launch artificial intelligence software applications for end users to license. Through the innovation initiative, developers will partake in a profit-sharing model, therefore gaining substantial benefits.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
So yeah, it's definitely going to be something that's good for the AI community, especially if you're licensing it to developers. I think there's a lot of fuel left in this project, and it's definitely going to start to run hard when the bull run comes up. So let's see here. You mentioned math. Actually, I already have it pulled up. And this is math. Math is up 141.3% today, and it's at 78.8 cents. Market cap's up 141 to 90 million. Volume is up 96. What? Wow. The volume is more than the market cap? 714%. So I guess they had some good news today.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
So I'm definitely going to check that out. What is this? This is, it's on Coinbase. So I might give that a look today as well. So let me know if you guys are in this math play. Wow, you got in the math at 31 cents. I mean, it still seems to be pretty solid to get in. Actually, moving forward, the next one on my list is where are we? Next one on the list is lithium. And I got in the lithium pretty early. It's now up to $3.50. And I do like it. It's a solid project. Market cap is 261 million. Volume is 4.4 million. And it's kind of rich to get in now, but you might want to DCA into this one because this one's going to keep pumping, right? Finally breaks 320 resistance with a high volume and moving forward with a huge volume towards the next target of $5.60 in a short time frame. As of now, we've made 670% profit on it. Don't catch this rally, no problem. We're sharing other top altcoin recommendations. So I might check these guys out as well. Making a notes today, trying to keep up because the halving's coming. Got to get ready for the halving. Let's freaking go. And this is the AMP crypto, AMB crypto. This is their price predictions, and they're saying that Alethea could hit $8.09 in 2024. Currently, it is Currently, it is 3. So it's what a $4.50 pump. All-time high in February 2024 was $3.86. So I guess that they are above I guess they did hit a new all-time high. So this says here, April $2 and wait, that's tomorrow, right? $2.45, lowest 229, high 226. So already smashed that. So it looks like trying to see if there is a pump here, and it does not look to be a pump. Okay, here. So June, it's going to get to 478, low 444, high 511. August 534, low 496, and the all-time, the highest point is 571. So I think it's going to push past that before August. So let me know your thoughts on this as well. And if you guys are into Alethea, only I'm into it because I'm mining it. So it's actually a pretty good mining token. So this is Alethea price prediction. Current price 329. Price change 24 hours 3%. 7 days 47.15. Alethea forecast indicates the value to increase 14 cents and reach 390 by April 10th, and I think that's actually doable, right? It's really close. April 10th is actually tomorrow. So I don't know if they're going to do that by tomorrow, but let's see. April 9th today, $3.49. So actually did work. Tomorrow, 366, which is possible. 7% increase. 11, $3.90, 14%. April 12th, 420. 22.8. April 13, 456, 32.46. April 15, 424, 86, 42%. Looks like it's going to keep pumping. Let's see. Halving to $5, so 49% on the halving. April 20th, $5.35 to 56.48%. So it looks pretty good to me. So this is a sleeper pick that I don't know why. That's weird. Trying to figure out what happened to. It looks like we posted in the middle here. Okay, so this is PKT, and currently it's up 2% at 0.0035. I mentioned I would go over some low caps for you. Current market cap is 15 million. Fully diluted is 21.3 million. Currently, it is up 2%. And I thought this is up 1.98%, 11.9 million market cap, 137 down 36.68%. And this is their website. It was actually pretty cool for a low cap token, right? The future of internet access, PKT, as a decentralized physical infrastructure, DPN ecosystem supporting an open internet access and powering the decentralized web. So if you think about that narrative, that's something that actually I don't think anybody else is doing. Total users 13,400, bandwidth 10.8 gigs per second, and that's the price. Scaling the decentralized web is an open source global mesh internet project with no central infrastructure. The blockchain is validated by thousands of nodes around the world. Anyone can build a website and access key PKT network. Content is accessible peer-to-peer and through traditional browsers. PKT network is permission encrypted global VPN mesh network. The network delivers free to use high-speed connectivity along with privacy, security, and features. Payments rail are built in using PKT Lightning Network. Website operator receive a PKT payment directly to the website URL. So it's actually pretty cool, actually. So members own and operate the internet by simply installing a MMAR and setting up a PKT wallet or building a website in PKT network. You get your own piece of the internet. Now trading on MEXC. Digital currency can be traded on several central exchanges and converted into wrapped PKT, WPKT, and traded on PancakeSwap. And this is their Twitter page with 6,000 followers. So again, it's a new project or a newer project. Only Bitcoin powered, the only Bitcoin powering a decentralized internet DPN running on key PKT. Let's see what this is. Close out some of these windows before we stall out again. See if we can close some of these out. For some reason, my computer freezes when there's too much open, so I'm going to close some of these out as we're going along. So what was this? So I guess this is decentralized physical DPN ecosystem supporting open internet access, empowering decentralized. And let's see, how long is this video? Let's start real quick.
I always had a feeling that my ISP was robbing me, and now I know for sure. I'm going to tell you that story, plus how to fix it. But first, I want you to like this video, subscribe, and please click that bell. Usually the first thing you set up when you move into a place. And when times are tough, it's usually the last bill you're going to cancel.
Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe.
I'd rather wrap myself in a blanket and turn off my gas than to not have access to the web. We all need internet. It's a fundamental part of modern life. But it's just crazy to me how internet service providers are taking advantage of their customers. They charge outrageous prices for internet and they don't even provide the service that they promise. And I'm a perfect example. So I moved into this place. I signed up with Cox Cable. I subscribed to the Gigablast service, which is the best internet plan.
Wait a minute, you signed up with Cox Cable, Cox Internet? Those crooks, allegedly, supposedly.
They offer, so I could have the highest bandwidth and get the best mining yields for my packet queue. Once I got my service installed, I started getting calls and texts from my ISP saying I was using way too much bandwidth. I said, all right, I'm gonna go up my plan, $50, to the unlimited plan so that I can get as much bandwidth as I need, right? But the calls and texts continued, threatening that they were going to throttle my internet if I didn't stop using so much bandwidth. I immediately knew that there was a huge problem with my...
Definitely. That's what I was wondering where you're at, where you're getting Cox Internet. Those guys are terrible, allegedly, supposedly.
ISP. I had thought that Cox Cable was the only provider in town, so I thought I was totally screwed here. But after doing some research, I found that there were several other ISPs that were offering internet in my area. And I discovered a company called Frontier Communications who offered fiber internet. So I asked Frontier, can they bring fiber to my house? But they told me that there is no fiber in my area. So I hung up. Then I called back and I asked if they could bring fiber to my business using the same address. Funny enough, there was fiber available for businesses only. So how does this process work? First, you need to...
Imagine that. But I do have Frontier Internet, and so far, Frontier's been pretty good. So I can't hate on those guys.
Find out if there is fiber available for businesses or residential. There could be a difference in price between business and residential, so make sure you get a cost analysis for both. First thing you need to know is fiber is way cheaper than cable internet, and it's a better service. My bill at Cox was $180 a month for what they call unlimited bandwidth.
Yeah, definitely. Fiber is better than cable. I can agree with you there, Slick.
with, but it was up to 1 gig per second. I discovered a few things that were not exactly truthful and, in my opinion, are borderline criminal. The first is that cable internet is not unlimited, even when you're paying for unlimited. They started throttling my internet because they said I was using too much of my unlimited plan. Cox informed me that they have this thing called a fair use clause, which basically means that you can only use as much bandwidth as everyone else is using. They also capped their unlimited plan at 1,000 gigabytes per month. I asked them to pull out their dictionary and define unlimited for me in case I wasn't schooled properly. They also only guarantee those speeds if you're plugged directly into the router, so I never even received a gig that I was paying for. Also, the 1 gig speed is only for download. Upload speeds are up to 25 megabytes. Since Packet is using upload speeds, this plan was clearly not going to work for me. To increase my plan to the next level for an actual unlimited plan, I would need a Cox business line. But that was priced at $300 a month, which is just outrageous. With Frontier, it's $85 a month for 1 gig up and 1 gig down. I was able to book an installation appointment with Frontier the same week. The process to set up was super simple. First, they ran the fiber from the telephone pole across the roof into my home. Then they had to go to the fiber circuit board, which is down the street, just to make sure that the signal was going to arrive to my house. Once the signal was strong, they set up a circuit box and ran the fiber into my house. And once inside, they connected the fiber to the router and bam, I was set up. My signal was pumping at a constant stream of 947 megabytes download and 933 megabytes upload speed, which is just awesome. Once the Packet Mini is released, I'll be able to connect that to my fiber and be able to do Wi-Fi sharing to my neighborhood and get paid to do so. So let's do a quick recap. I got fiber into my house, and it brought my internet bill from $180 per month to $85 a month. Now that's a $95 per month and a $1,140 per year savings. Plus, that doesn't even account for my increased packet mining yields. I don't know about you, but there's a lot that I could do with $1,140 per year. Plus, with Wi-Fi sharing, my neighbors won't have to deal with this ridiculous hassle I just dealt with. Now they can get on the internet from me and pay for what they use. In conclusion, having strong internet is extremely beneficial to your life. And now you know all these ridiculous tricks that the ISPs are playing. So do some research and find fiber in your area. But you need to make sure it's fiber to your house. That's what true fiber is called. Otherwise, it's not true fiber connection. There's lots of tricks that people like to play around fiber. Projects like Packet are important because they are building a way for people to access the internet without needing a traditional ISP subscription. Having a strong internet connection such as fiber allows you to share your internet safely with your community and start getting paid. There are 2 different ways for you to earn from your Packet Mini. The first is Wi-Fi sharing, which allows your neighbors to connect to you via VPN with packet-free Wi-Fi. If your neighbors need fast internet, they can pay for streaming fast internet. The second way to earn is through packet mining. The Packet Mini allows you to mine using your internet connection. Hopefully it's a fiber connection, so your yields are the best and your internet cost is cheap. This is how you safely and securely make passive income. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and
So let me know what you guys think about this Packet Mini for PKT, and if anybody's thinking about setting that up. I might need to do some more research, but that does seem like a viable option, especially if you're going to be able to sell or, I guess, push internet out to your neighbors. That might be a good idea as well. Definitely be pretty profitable. And let's go back to math. Close out lithium. Let's see here. So this is the math project. And let's check out their website. Okay, that's weird. Check out their Twitter page. Not a whole lot on their website. I'm not overly impressed with their website, It looks like they have 889,000 followers on Twitter.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
So this is their Twitter page. Latest listing. See if this comes up. DAP store on map dap.store. See any of these I hadn't heard of? None of them, actually. Interesting. See what else is going on the Twitter page. Future of email. The nodes, math wallet support, degens. Okay. Free giveaways. The math newsletter. Check out on Zora. Math wallet. I was trying to see if there was anything about math, any information. Math price predictions, let's check that out since we're here. Math is a one-stop crypto platform that combines several applications, including Math Wallet, Math V POS Pool, Math DApp stores, Math staking, and Math Pay and Math Chain. Founded in 2018, Math support more than 63 public blockchains. Allows users to invest and build their portfolio with automated quant trading. Earn an annual percentage APR of up to 30%. What? On their digital assets, deposit crypto, get instant loans, and use crypto for payments regardless of time and location at zero fees. I'm going to do it just for the loan to buy more crypto. Math Wallet is an extension wallet that supports multi-chains decentralized. So yeah, I might actually check this out. Map DApp stores offer users access to dApps and Math Cloud wallets, Polkadot, VPOS pools, staking tools, Binance staking tools, allows users to stake their crypto and get up to 30% APR. Another component of Math ecosystem is Math Chain. I'm definitely not interested in staking. So let's see here if there's any other things. Math looks cool, like a multi-block wallet. That's what I'm thinking too. It might be a multi-chain wallet. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to do some more research in this for tomorrow. Most popular dApps on BTC and the Math wallet are your favorites. Pepe BRC20, Chain I, Ordnance, OKX, BTC Explorer, 1ML, Blockshare, and BTC.com. So yeah, math does look like it might do some numbers actually. And it's 72 cents. Doesn't tell you what exchanges though. So let's see what Live Coin Watch has. For math. While we're researching math, let's go back to Ghost Protocol.
Video, join my free Telegram group. Link is in video description. If you want this type of profitable signal, guys, if you want this type of top gainer crypto signal, so join my Telegram group. Link is in video description, guys. It's a completely free group. You can join, guys. I also share a signal about GHST coin, guys, on Telegram, guys, and now see it's right now on a top gainer crypto and Binance future, guys. So Binance, you know what, listed something new currencies like Boomi coin, guys. Boomi coin also pump, guys. I also give you a call about Boomi coin, and now GHST coin, guys. I shared this signal here, guys, on this price 1.90 cent. I shared the signal, and current market price is 3.46, guys. So massive profit we get from GHST coin, guys. What should we do in a right now situation? Again, there is a possibilities that it will.
Just shutting that video down because it's too low and I can't really hear it. So I know you guys can't hear it as well. Might see if we can find something else. So going back to math, integrated for Uniswap, Aerodrome EFI, and Sushi Swap on the Base blockchain at Base. So I guess this wallet does let you interact with everything, right? Satoshi Finance, DG Index, definitely a lot of players that connect to this math blockchain. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out Coinbase after this live. And then we have Flare, another project I'm very bullish on. It's at 0.039 cents today, down 2.70%. Market cap is 1.4 billion, down 2.69. 24-hour volume is down 36.6 to 18.2 million. See here, it's on OKX, Coinbase, BitBuy, Creighton, KuCoin, Mexi, and Creighton. And let's see here. This is their website. And we're going to learn. When I go to learn again, hello. That's weird. So Flare 101. What is Flare? Flare is the blockchain for data. It's a layer one like Ethereum with added data acquisition functionalities. Flare can therefore offer developers decentralized access to high integrity data from other chains in the internet, enabling creation of dApps with use cases and monetization models. It allows dApps to serve multi-chains through a single deployment. Flare is a Ethereum virtual machine, EVM based, many applications written solely to run in other EVMs chains can also be used on Flare. That's a good thing. We believe the blockchain-based dApps have to be more relevant and useful to the broader population if we are to see the industry grow truly. One of the key constraints is limited variety of decentralized data available on chain, which makes it difficult to build dApps that have a genuine role in people's lives. This is why the majority of current DeFi use cases are focused on financial speculative rather than anything connected to the real world. Speculation, actually. So we'll look at this is the Flare down 2%. And again, always DCA in on red days. This is definitely a red day. Price is 0.039, a change of 2.38% in the past 24 hours. And I was looking for some more information about it, but I guess nothing here. So this is the price prediction 2024 for Flare FLR. Came out to a little fanfare in 2023. Since then, it has struggled. On August 18, 2023, it fell to all-time low, which has been in recovery since then. It is fairly well from it was when it came out. That said, the work is underway to turn Flare into a proof-of-stake blockchain, which should make it quicker, cheaper, and more environmental friendly. Yada, 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 yada. Current price predictions: 2024, 0.08. 2025, 10 cents. 2030, 30 cents. Prediction 2, 0.05, 2024 0.07, 0.46.9 cents in 2030. Prediction 3, 10.4 cents 2024, 14.5 cents in 2025, and 35.4 cents in 2030. Currently, it is at 0.039. So at some movement, I guess they're suspecting it was a drop of 0, and maybe not. Prediction 3, maybe 0.06 this year, 0.05, and 0.14 in 2024. Definitely a wide range of prices there, but I'm definitely bullish on the project because of the uniqueness in the project. Let's see what this is. Now this is 24 minutes. We'll watch it for a second.
Hi, my name is Hugo Fillin, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Flare. Welcome to today's demo. Today we're demonstrating a blockchain primitive that is native to Flare called a smart contract trigger. This is where an action on one chain triggers something on Flare, or in today's demo, on Songbird. Before we get there, and for those that are new to Flare, I'll briefly run through what has been built with Flare and why we think it presents a compelling addition to the blockchain space. So what is Flare? Flare is a purpose-built blockchain aiming to solve some of the biggest challenges that we believe are really constraining the adoption of the industry. It's been engineered to have high performance as a decentralized cross-chain platform that delivers a set of native and open protocols secured directly by the network. These protocols serve as the foundation for developers to build interoperable and composable applications across chains. Interoperable not only across Web3, but between Web 2 and Web 3. This means applications are able to be interoperable across many networks and composable with other applications on Flare. In essence, Flare is built to help the blockchain industry scale, acquire more users, and make blockchain substantially better by enabling digital assets and on-chain information to flow freely across all the different blockchains. So what is Flare as a layer 1? So Flare is a layer 1. So it's like other blockchains, Ethereum, Cosmos, Avalanche, Bitcoin, XRP, etc. It integrates the Ethereum virtual machine. This is essentially the system that powers smart contracts on Ethereum, but it also powers smart contracts on Flare. The Ethereum virtual machine is used by the majority of developers in the space, but of course, Flare can change that virtual machine through governance should an alternative virtual machine come along that is superior. But unlike other layer 1s, Flare has two important core native protocols. The first is called the Flare Time Series Oracle. This protocol delivers highly decentralized time series data to applications on Flare. Currently, this includes digital asset prices, but it could include any other form of time series data, such as financial prices, non-crypto financial prices, weather data, carbon emissions data, indice data, anything that moves over time. The second protocol is something we call the state connector. The state connector allows Flare to acquire information from other blockchains and the internet in a secure and decentralized manner. This data, once acquired on Flare, can then be used securely and scalably, and most importantly, trustlessly, with smart contracts that are operating on Flare. So let's dig in a little bit to the Flare Time Series Oracle. The Flare Time Series Oracle is a highly decentralized protocol for safely retrieving external time series data onto the blockchain, in this case, Songbird and Flare. It's cryptocurrency pairs right now, but it can be financial data, for instance, FX rates, or, as I said, things like carbon emissions data, essentially any time series data. Currently takes data at about a 3-minute interval because that's what's required for the network today, but this can be reduced substantially. Currently, we have about 90 providers of data, so what we call independent FTSOs, both on Songbird and on Flare. But again, this set can potentially be expanded very substantially. These data providers are incentivized to deliver accurate information. They're incentivized by the system to do that. So let's just dig in a tiny bit more. Independent entities called data providers fetch price pair data from, at the moment, crypto exchanges. Both Flare and Songbird currently have more than 90 independent data providers. They then submit this data to the FTSO contract. This data is then processed by that contract to give a single estimate from multiple estimates that are incoming. Price data is computed and then made available on the chain to any application. And most importantly, any application can take any one of the price estimates as their desired price. So moving on quickly to the state connector. State connector is the second of Flare's two native core protocols. State connector allows deterministic and immutable data from other blockchains to be securely acquired by applications on Flare. This means applications can use data from other blockchains directly on Flare in their smart contract. Furthermore, a specific setting of the state connector allows for data from what we call single source of truth APIs. So any API, essentially, this is the majority of the internet, to be conveyed to Flare for use with smart contracts. This makes it extremely flexible and easy for the system to be extended such that developers can have access to the greatest set of data possible. This allows Flare not only to get data from other blockchains, incredibly important, but also to get data from the internet. So to dig in a tiny bit more on the state connector uses a set of independent attestation providers to acquire specific information from these external systems that is requested to be used on Flare. State connector smart contract then verifies that a suitable level of consensus over this data has been reached across these attestation providers. Once approved, the data is securely reported to the network and available for use in applications on Flare. So in a second, we're going to start the demo, the exciting bit, the fun bit today. And today's demo will be purchasing NFTs on Songbird.
Yeah, get to the demo.
Flare's CanaryNet directly with tokens on other blockchains. We'll be purchasing an Expectar NFT on Songbird with XRP and a Doge NFT on Songbird with Doge. We'll be pricing the NFTs using the FTSO system, Songbird using the token of a different
ecosystem and see what we can do with this. So we're going to mint an NFT on Flare ecosystem, specifically on Songbird chain. Songbird is Flare's canary network. And we're going to do this by paying on external chain and using the state connector to prove that those payments really happened. And most importantly, proving this in a decentralized way without trusting any specific oracle for this bridging. So let's take a quick walkthrough. So we're going to be bridging information from external chains to Flare and Songbird. And to do this, we're going to be using the NFT demo app that is currently live on Songbird. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to open the dApp. We're going to select the preferred token in which we want to pay. And the dApp is going to query the FTSO system. And the FTSO system will respond with a specific price so that we can price the NFT in Doge on the XRP ledger without having to rely on some oracle to provide us this price. And once we know this, we can reserve our NFT. This is essentially just a contract call on the Songbird network to reserve, to make a reservation and get some additional data. And our contract, the NFT contract, will respond with the data that we require to proceed with the payment. So the amount we need to pay, the payment address, and the reference we should include so that we can identify the payment with a specific NFT. And once we make this payment, importantly, we make this payment outside of the Flare ecosystem. We make this payment on an external chain, and the state connector is able to attest to this. And once we do it, we essentially have to gather all the information about the data. We need to wait for the payment to complete an external blockchain. So for the external blockchain to confirm it, we then provide this data via our local attestation client to the state connector, and the state connector starts the proving round. So the state connector emits an event, and now the default set of attestation clients, so this decentralized set that is proving things, then starts to request the things, gets the information, and then after specific intervals, pushes this directly to the chain and thus confirms that this specific transaction or more generally, a specific batch of transaction really happened. Once this is done, we essentially just supply the information about the transaction on external chain to our NFT contract on Songbird. And this contract firstly checks that this transaction information we supply to the contract is correct. So we paid the correct amount, the correct address, and then uses the state connector to assert that this transaction really was confirmed by a decentralized set of attestation providers. So an important thing to stress here is the fact that all core operations during this data flow are essentially decentralized. So we are never relying on a specific data provider. We're never relying on a specific oracle, but the state connector and the FTSO system that are native to the Flare essentially rely on a set of providers to achieve a conclusion on what exactly happened. Okay, so let's see it in action. So we're going to mint this on Songbird. We're going to be using this demo dev that is deployed there, and we can just start. So the first thing we need to do, this is a simple demo dev. We need to connect our wallet. So as Hugo already said, Flare is an EVM compatible wallet. So any EVM compatible wallet would do. So you can use MetaMask, you can use anything, but in our case, we're going to use Bifrost wallet that natively supports Flare, and we're going to use the wallet connect to do this. So the first thing we need to do, we pick a currency, let's say Doge, and immediately the DApp queries the FTSO system, calculates the price, and this is a specific price for our NFT. And the last few digits are used to, once again, some sort of as a memo field to identify our NFT with the transaction we're making. So we make a reservation. Reservation is essentially just calling a contract to confirm that we want this NFT to be minted. We sign the transaction, we confirm it, and immediately after the transaction is signed, our NFT contract gives us back information about the payment we need to do. So the destination address we need to pay to, the reference we should include, and the amount that needs to be paid. Once again, the amount is calculated using the FTSO system. So the QR code is generated here, and we use any compatible wallet that can be used to make this payment. So we scan it, we check that the payment is correct, and we send. Okay, we pay, we sign the transaction, and away we go. So the payment is now done. So the Flare part is now done, and we've already paid everything else on the external chain. So we've moved the value on external chain, and now we need to transfer this to Flare. So the important thing to notice here is that the state connector is secure by default. So we never want to include the transaction that was not really confirmed on the network in the state connector, because that would be problematic from a security standpoint. So for our case, we'll need to wait quite a while to get this transaction confirmed. We're just going to use a transaction that we're sure has been confirmed on the Doge network. Apply it here, create a request. And now what we're doing now, we're essentially prepping our local attestation provider to get us all the data about the transaction, push this to the state connector, and prove it there. We create a request. This request is again an attestation, a request on Flare. And now we request an attestation from the state connector. So what we're doing, we're essentially querying the state connector saying, prove that this is the hash of this specific transaction sorted with some Flare specific data, and that it did happen on the Dogecoin network. We confirm this, we sign this transaction. And once the transaction is signed and confirmed by the network, the state connector kicks into action. So all the attestation clients in the default suite, the full set of decentralized attestation clients, has now received an event that this transaction should be proved in this specific attestation round, and they're now confirming it, they're now querying their own nodes to confirm it. So we need to wait for a while, and while we wait for the state connector to bridge this to Flare, let's just hop in on another version of this dApp and continue our purchase, but this time do it on the XRP network. So while we're waiting for the state connector to confirm the Doge part, we're just going to buy another NFT on the XRP ledger. So again, We select the currency, and before doing anything, we should connect our wallet. Again, wallet connect, scan the QR code. After the transaction is signed, we're sending this transaction with this. Already get a proof from our local attestation provider. And this is the proof that is essentially identifying our transaction and transferring this to our contract. So what is this proof? This is the proof that was generated.
I'm just speeding that up a little bit because I want to actually see what it looks like when you get the NFT.
Client and also submitted to the state connector. And essentially it contains. This is the proof we're sending to the contract. And it's now time to essentially query our contract one more time, this time with all the information about the transaction. So essentially we're sending all the information, contract, receive the, and after the transaction is confirmed, bam, the NFT is minted. So the contract received the correct information. It checked that the transaction was coherent with the rules it set. And it also checked with the state connector that this transaction really was included in the proof.
So this is by far the easiest way I've seen to connect or to create a NFT. I did it with Ethereum, and the process is definitely not this easy, and it is very cost inefficient. So if this works and this NFT demo, you can demo it on different networks. I think there's a very bright future in store for Flare. So let me know what you guys think about Flare. I'll also put this on the video or put this link with the rest of the videos in case you want to keep watching it. But I want to get to this last, what RWA is before you guys fall asleep on me. So let me get to that last little video. This guy's talking about RWA.
Guys. So before we get into the individual altcoins, let's first recap what is RWA. Well, essentially, RWA stands for real world assets, which represents physical assets like real estate, gold, bonds, or commodities as tokens on the blockchain. So just as you have these real life assets denominated in a currency like US dollars, you can have that same asset represented on chain. And this comes at a major advantage of increased efficiency, as now you don't have brokers and really expensive middlemen serving as intermediaries. You can trade these assets peer to peer. It also increases accessibility because you have fragmentation of the asset. For example, if you buy a house on the blockchain and it's $1 million house, if you don't have $1 million liquid, you could buy 1/1,000,000th of that house for $1 and still get the upside to the percentage yield that the property makes via accessing it on the blockchain. In terms of accessibility, it also gives more people access to these assets. In a lot of countries, for example, you have to pay crazy fees to access the US stock market, and it costs a lot of money in terms of fees and brokerage costs to even invest in treasury bills. You can, of course, do this now with applications like Ondo Finance, for example, to earn yields on chain. And they're also going to have a way for you to trade tokenized securities on chain. So this all increases accessibility to these traditional asset classes. And a lot of the time, that can also increase the liquidity for these assets. So unlike a lot of other sectors in crypto, the reason why I'm so bullish on RWA is because I see a clear benefit. Crypto is not simply using real world assets as an excuse to milk dollars out of an ecosystem. It's actually providing a tangible benefit, increased efficiency, increased accessibility to the sector, which many users are going to benefit from. And of course, the world's going to benefit from it. And that's one of the reasons why Larry Fink and BlackRock have been so vocal about it and have recently launched their own tokenized fund, because that's also where they see the world going. I do believe, as a result, RWAs will be a huge driver of value on chain because they can tap into huge markets like global bonds at $133 trillion. For context, the current crypto market cap is just a few trillion, and TVL is a fraction of that. Gold's a $13 trillion sector, for example. You can also use real-world income-generating assets for DeFi yield, for example, bonds and real estate. And as I said, there's a lower barrier to entry because there are less middleman costs. But how does RWA actually work? Well, how it works is that real-world assets represent ownership rights over an asset as an on-chain token. So issuers can use smart contracts to mint RWAs and determine how they are valued and traded on the underlying blockchain like Ethereum that they are traded on. And each token represents a part or a whole of the asset's worth. So you're essentially creating a digital representation of that asset on the blockchain. And as you can see in front of you, it's a sector which has already exhibited a significant amount of growth, with the sector now equaling around $1 trillion in tokenized securities. And as I said earlier in the video, this is a sector projected by analytics firms to hit $10 trillion plus by 2030. And I honestly believe it'll be even more than that. I think that's a mid to conservative case based on the traction we've already seen over the last year. This is going to introduce a totally new influx of liquidity into the crypto market. And of course, there will be many beneficiaries that capture some of this liquidity, which we will discuss in just a second here in today's video. One last point I would like to make is the effect that big companies like BlackRock venturing into this space have had on the success of the narrative and are likely to have on the future success of the narrative. Larry Fink said that the next step is the tokenization of financial assets, meaning every stock, bond, commodity, etc. could be traded on chain. He believes that this is the future for securities, and given Larry Fink and BlackRock's bullishness, it's likely that their involvement in the sector will only continue to grow over time, and we did see that with the launch of their first tokenized fund on Ethereum. And this is a game of follow the leader. When a big player comes into an asset class and makes big moves in an asset class, we often see these other firms also starting to follow the leader. That's what we saw with the spot ETF. A few firms filed and everyone else needs to file, because otherwise they're going to miss out on the potential upside and the fees generated. And obviously BlackRock's realized, well, this is a major money-making opportunity. And that's why other TradFi players like Citibank, Franklin Templeton, JP Morgan are also dipping their toes into RWA. And it's probably only a matter of time before many of the major banks and institutions also follow suit. When you have the largest asset manager in the world like BlackRock foraying into a sector, this certainly does give it a stamp of approval and authenticity. And this has resulted in some short-term hype and speculation this year, which puts RWA at the 100% profitability mark in terms of the overall sector year to date. That's every token in the sector, only coming after memes and AI for YTD performance. I mean, 100% is nothing compared to the amount of growth that we are probably going to see. I mean, it's a $1 trillion asset class right now in terms of tokenized security value, not market cap value. And that's projected to go to 10 trillion. So that represents a 10x in total market size. This could very easily mean 20, 50, 100x's across many of the altcoins that capture the value. Of course, some are going to fail, some are going to succeed, but it's our job to pick the diamonds in the rough here and start positioning ourselves, if you haven't already, from those previous videos that I made, in a narrative that I think has a lot of upside potential. So now let's get into the fun stuff, the altcoins that I'm looking at in the sector, the altcoins that I'm investing in the sector, and some of the upcoming launches that I am keeping a close eye on in the sector. This will be split up into a few different categories. I want to start broad and focus on the infrastructure and break down.
Yeah, I think there's a big movement here. Anytime you mention anything with real estate, there's going to be a lot of interest. And if you can tokenize real estate, because people say that's the only real way to make money and become, the easiest way to become a millionaire is through real estate, right? So if this guy can use this RWA and get real estate into crypto, I think this is going to be big.
Subsector by subsector, where I'm allocating my capital in the RWA space. The first sector that we must address when we discuss a narrative like RWA is, of course, starting broad with L1 and L2 infrastructure. These are the backbone of every single application. Every single RWA market, protocol, yield platform is going to have to be built on a chain, whether they build their own chain on Cosmos using the SDK, whether they launch their own L2 via the base SDK. It doesn't matter. They're going to need a chain to put the dApp on. And many of these protocols are choosing to leverage the security of existing networks. For example, Ethereum, and also you have access to users and wealth effect. It's much easier to create a successful dApp on a chain with, a lot of users. Solana is another one. I'm seeing many RWA protocols be built on, Avalanche, etc. Now, This is a very indirect way to get exposure. So don't think that by buying Solana, you're going to get access to the upside of the entire RWA sector. Obviously, if billions or trillions of dollars come into crypto as a result, this is going to be good for prices, very good for the entirety of crypto because more liquidity is coming into crypto, right? That's why it's such a powerful vertical, not just for the tokens within the sector, but crypto in general. It's bullish even just as a crypto holder. But that's not direct upside because you're essentially hedging with a bunch of other verticals and applications that are built upon each chain. So it's a very indirect way to get exposure, but I guess I wanted to mention it because anyone that's slightly lower risk in the market, if you're investing more capital into the market, you may want to look at these kind of plays. But I know a lot of you will want more direct exposure. So let's talk about a couple chains, keeping on the subject of infrastructure, that are focusing primarily on RWA. One that comes to mind is Redbelly. They're not launched yet, but they already have billions of dollars of real-world assets already committed for the chain. It's a purpose-built RWA tokenization platform that operates as its own layer 1 network. There are also other chains like Mantra, which is currently liquid and trading right now. And this is a regulatory compliant RWA chain for enterprises, one of the first, if not actually the first, because it launched back in 2020, layer 1 blockchains solely purpose built for RWA, which is capable of adherence and enforcement of real world regulatory requirements, because RWA chains are slightly better suited, generally speaking, like Redbelly, Mantra, etc., because of the way that they're built to actually fall in the scope of the regulatory requirements. Because this is one of the downsides and challenges of RWA. It's not all smooth sailing. It's still a bit of a gray regulatory landscape, and regulators are still working out how to best go about this. You know, do users need to KYC?
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. Apartment buildings or tenement buildings. So you and a couple of people, a couple of your friends go in and buy tokenized tenement building. So instead of actually buying the building, you could use your cryptocurrency and split it among several investors. So I think that will be big in the narrative as well, especially when they get to the point where they can actually do that. I think that's going to be a big narrative for this particular token. So yeah, Texas Crypto, we might need to get together and start looking at tokenized buildings.
To access some asset classes. How do we actually, manage the tax implications? Because, the US government might not want people trading stocks and them not capturing tax on capital gains. There's lots of implications. So it's definitely a watch this space. If that does kick in, it's definitely at the advantage of chains that have been a little bit preemptive in this and looking into the regulatory purpose-built solutions. So that's why I mentioned these in particular. Mantra is one that I've been talking about. It's obviously performing super strongly. This is one I'm an investor in and has been absolutely pumping in price under the back of the RWA narrative. Before I get into the next sector of RWA that I'm bullish on, and we'll go down the risk curve, so we'll get a little bit more degen as the video goes on. I want to say that I am posting a lot of this new alpha in my group, which is the Miles High Club. There is a link in the description to the waitlist of just the amount of price data that needs to be corresponded on chain. This is of course the oracles. So you've got oracles like Chainlink, Pith, API 3, Band, etc. These are all responsible for reflecting the price data of a real world asset in the real world to reflect that accurately on chain. For example, if you have a property and that property value goes up by 50%, if you have that tokenized on chain, that token needs to reflect the fact that that house is now worth 50% more. And that needs to accurately reflect. Otherwise, having a major discrepancy, there's going to be an issue. So what oracles do is they bridge the information from the real world to the blockchain, and actually across a variety of other blockchains like Ethereum, Base, Linear, Avalanche, etc., and actually
Yeah, this definitely is going to put a big wrinkle in the real estate market, especially when they can use some of that Bitcoin to invest in property. But I think Finch mentioned that, or maybe Diamond. Somebody mentioned that crypto or Bitcoin is going to be cyber real estate. So if you can integrate Bitcoin into the real estate market or invest Bitcoin in the real estate, this is going to really take off.
give the necessary information to keep price updated. Now, this is true for a variety of other sectors as well in terms of just price feeds in general. Many protocols have integrated things like Chainlink, but for RWA, this is actually one of the biggest upside verticals in my opinion. And it's something that's slept on in terms of, when we speak about tokens like Link, I don't hear everybody making this point, but it's a very significant point to make. Link is very, very involved in RWA. And if RWA succeeds, Link is going to undoubtedly be a beneficiary because a lot of these protocols use Chainlink or Pith, and mostly Chainlink I've seen, to actually feed this price data. So that's obviously going to lead to more token value accrual for Chainlink. That's a positive thing for Chainlink. So this is, in terms of a major cap, one of the tokens I'm most bullish on in the market. Obviously, it's lower risk. As I said, we'll get a little bit more risky as this video goes on. But for those that want these general proxy bets that are a little bit less risky, Link is a major cap that I think is worth accumulating on major dips. We recently did see a major dip actually from 23 to 17. You're probably not going to make a 50x on Chainlink, but if this bull market continues, expect to see tokens like Chainlink being strong performers. And then you also have other ones like Pith, slightly less bullish on Pith than Chainlink. However, the benefit of Pith is that it's more purpose-built for layer ones. So it actually connects more of the newer layer ones that Chainlink does. So if you're building an Oracle portfolio, let's say you're weighting 2 to 3% of your total portfolio in Oracles, Pith actually does become a decent one because you can basically hedge your risk a little bit. And I like having exposure to both, although I am heavier in Chainlink at the moment. All right, so that was the infrastructure. The layer ones, the layer twos, the Oracles. Now let's get into the specific RWA protocols that I'm bullish on. What are RWA protocols? Essentially, they adapt decentralized applications that are often built on other chains that offer the ability to do all sorts of things in the RWA world, like trade tokenized assets, earn yield on tokenized assets, swap tokenized assets, do anything with these tokenized assets. You're going to need protocols that facilitate this, that actually leverage real world assets. You can actually go a step further and look at some of the dApps that aren't infrastructure platforms, like the one I'm going to speak about, which is Ondo Finance, but the dApps that are actually utilizing RWA. There's one at the end, which I'm bullish on, which is in this sector that are utilizing RWA to, power their ecosystems. So they might actually be buying up properties or real world assets to power some sort of staking mechanism, etc., or make their yield on their platform sustainable. That's something I think is going to start to become more common in crypto projects, tying in as the RWA regulatory landscape becomes clearer, real world assets into their treasuries, for example, where typically you would only have crypto assets. So it's a super interesting vertical. Ondo is my biggest holding in this sector. Ondo Finance is probably, in my opinion, the best RWA play as well. It is also expensive in terms of its valuation. I wouldn't say that means it doesn't have upside, because I think it does, but it just means for those that want to make that 5100x, you probably are going to find it a little bit harder now. Although I was, as I mentioned earlier, talking about this at the 20-cent mark. What is Ondo Finance? It's an institutional grade financial platform, which is backed by Founders Fund, Pantera Capital, and Coinbase, essentially offering you to earn yield on US treasuries and the US dollar on chain. So it's one of the first protocols and the third biggest protocol in terms of TVL in this sector that allows you to earn yield on US treasuries on chain. They recently had a very big announcement, which is going towards solving the RWA liquidity problem, that they're going to introduce something called Global Markets, a platform to bring all publicly traded securities on chain with native access to traditional securities exchange liquidity, like from the NASDAQ, NYSE, and LSE. This is absolutely massive. They're solving one of the biggest problems in RWA. It may succeed, it may not succeed, but boy, I've got to give it to the team here for making this endeavor, because it's a big undertaking and obviously has huge upside if they can execute on this vision, because it would be the first of their kind. They're also moving into BlackRock's fund, which is BUIDL, their tokenization fund, allocating 95 million of the OUSG assets in the fund, which has drawn 240 mil since debut. It's actually a little bit more now, I think sitting around 250 to 270 million since debut. So they are tying in with other big players like BlackRock, which does lend more legitimacy here to their claim as one of the strongest RWA protocols. Has had a recent dip, did pump to $1. It's come back down a little bit. Big dips on Ondo, I think, are for buying. Obviously, I'm a biased holder here, but I'm a big fan of Ondo. I do think it's one of the leading players in the RWA space for a reason. Let's move on to the next one. This is Pendle Finance, another token that is significantly up. I was talking about this at 80, 90 cents. Congrats, by the way, to everyone that got into these. We're obviously super early to the RWA narrative. That is something that I try and do on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed with that notification bell on if you want to be early to these narratives. But Pendle's one I actually think has more.
Yeah, Texas crypto. These are some new narratives I haven't even slept on. I need to get deeper into this RWA. So let me know what you guys think about that as well, and probably do some research and do a full-on video that's going through these RWA narratives, and especially how it relates to real estate. I think this is something that people are overlooking that might be extremely profitable.
More upside down. It has been parabolic, so wait for major pullbacks, but we do get them. It doesn't look like it, but if you zoom in right to 2024, we do have these periods where you do get these major pullbacks and have opportunities to accumulate. So not all hope is lost for people without exposure to Pendle, but I do think this is another great one because essentially what Pendle does is it allows you to access yield opportunities on chain in what is a pretty flexible platform. So because they can basically spin up new pools and allow you to stake and earn yield on RWA tokenized assets, it's very adaptive, and that gives it exposure not just to RWA, but a variety of other verticals like liquid staking, restaking, which is really how it became popular. The reason why it's been pumping in price is because of its VE tokenomics, which basically mean you can lock up Pendle to boost yields, and that really incentivizes people to stake. And as RWAs come more and more on chain and become more commonplace, I think that will lead to more people staking Pendle, because essentially that'll enable them to get better returns in the ecosystem. And as Pendle generates more revenue from more people trading these assets and from more of these assets being listed, that's obviously going to be good for yields overall. So that is also one that I'm watching. Now, you might be saying, Miles, they've already pumped. All right, I'll tell you that one that hasn't pumped, that could have a lot of upside in the RWA space, and that is Frax. I've been talking about Frax for a while. Look, I admit it's a frustrating one because I've been accumulating this one too for the last year, and it hasn't done much. We're up maybe 40%, but not a huge pumper like, Ondo or Pendle. I think Sam, the founder of Frax, who's amazing, by the way, and the whole team's been amazing building through the bear market, has big plans for RWA. They've already obviously rolled out the ability for you to earn yield on US treasuries on their protocol, but there's a lot more that they can do. They also have these VE tokenomics like Pendle, slightly different, but that benefits from the entire ecosystem. So Frax pretty much is a lending protocol. It's a collateralized stable coin. It's an L2. It's also RWA. So basically the way I think of Frax is it's a DeFi powerhouse. When we do see a DeFi season, and I say when because I think at some point it's going to come, I think Frax can move really quickly and perform well, but it's a slow one. So just keep that in mind. But this is one I've been accumulating. I still like Frax. It's been chopping sideways. It has given you opportunities to secure some profits like around that $11, $12 mark, but this hasn't pumped as much as some of the other coins, and I still think it can perform well. So that's one that I'm watching. Now I want to move on to the unreleased coins, because this is where you can get some of the most explosive price action. Obviously, that's no guarantees that these ones will explode upon launch. Sometimes you actually do see these lulls where they come down in price on launch, and that can be the accumulation opportunity. But I want to touch on a couple that I'm looking at. One is actually launching today. When you're watching this video, it's probably...
Yeah, Frax is a little high for a little rich for my blood. Looking for something in the dollar or under a dollar range, but it might be okay to dollar cost average into. But let's see what he's mentioning now for the next ones.
Probably launching. I'm just filming, I think, 3 hours before the video goes live, so it's probably out by the time you watch. So definitely take a look at the price. I'll get into that in a second. Before I get into that, I'm just going to look to see if I've missed any RWA coins, because I know there'll be a lot of other coins you want me to talk about that I may have missed. I do like Centrifuge. I like it. I just prefer Ondo. So I've actually capitalized more in Ondo. Goldfinch as well. These are decent proxy plays. So the thing you got to understand about any narrative is that it's not just about which protocols succeed. It's also which ones fit the narrative the best. And these definitely do fit the narrative. So I don't mind them as proxy plays, similar to like how the AI space operates. Clearpool, I think, is decent as well. There are a few others down the list, but now we're getting into the more risky speculative territory. And this is the thing with RWA. Not all of the amazing protocols that are going to deploy have deployed yet, which creates opportunity because these new launches can come in and do really well and harness what is a sector with a lot of new active investment. So the fact that Ondo launched this year is a testament to this. I mean, this is a new coin, Ondo, and look at what it's done. There will be new coins like this that launch.
Yeah, Ondo is definitely still within a good price range to DCN. And was that Mantra? And there was something else I just saw. Yeah, the Centrifuge CFG at 80 cents, and it's going down. And I think PIP was also in this list. So let me know what you guys think about those as well. See if we can get back to the video. I was just trying to get to the RWA protocols, but the upcoming ones look pretty good as well. So I'm going to let that run.
That do similar things in every sector, but especially in a sector like RWA, where there's not much on the market right now. I would say the closest sector to RWA is probably AI in this respect. AI and gaming are quite similar, but I would say AI and RWA specifically have some of the most room for these new launches to come in and disrupt, which is obviously amazing. So which ones am I looking at? One of the new launches I'm looking at, which is on the very near horizon, is Lingo. So this is one of the most novel use cases of RWA I've seen to date. So remember earlier when I was talking about protocols that aren't an infrastructure layer, but are actually buying up assets themselves and offering that to power yield? Well, this is what Lingo does. It's essentially a platform which funds an RWA pool of real world assets, for example, like real estate. So buying up real properties with the yield from these assets, like these properties, they redistribute the net yields to the reward ecosystem. And that reward ecosystem is partnered with major brands, for example, retailers, travel companies, etc., to enable you to redeem those rewards for holidays, your favorite stores, discounts, online shopping, all sorts of things. So like a real reward utility token. This is cool to me because it doesn't just appeal to crypto natives. Anyone.
Yes, was that Cyprian? Definitely, I'm gonna look into Ondo as well. Trying to see how much he has left here. What is this? It's about 3 minutes, give or take.
The real world can benefit from.
And are there any other
but we're in a bit of a crazy
ones
world.
that are still
We've got
cheap?
people that aren't even Web3 native, but can actually log in, stake some Lingo coins, get access to these rewards and benefit from it. And at the end of the day, that is what crypto is built for. It's to bring people a net benefit. The way the space is currently constructed is that a lot of protocols are launching to be like a net extraction, I feel. They're not providing a net benefit. So we should be providing accessibility to users. We should be providing ease of use, UX to users that make their lives easier, not just in crypto, but in the real world. So Lingo is an example of a project which is actively doing this, and keep your eye out for some major announcements. There's one coming in a few days. They're teasing it right now. A little bit of an airdrop logo here. I wonder what that means. I'm an early investor in Lingo, by the way. So that's why I'm being a little bit secretive now, because I do know something, but you will see in a few days what's coming. And the reason I'm an early investor is because I think they're doing something novel and cool. Will it succeed? I don't know for sure. Nothing is guaranteed in crypto, but what I can say is that it's certainly a cool application of RWA in the space that I've got my eye on. Let's move on to another one that I've got my eye on that, as I said, is launching today. Actually, the token is live right now that you watched the video, and this is Trueflation. So Trueflation is an RWA infrastructure play providing decentralized infra for RWA indexes and inflation. So think of it as the bridge for blockchain technology and real-world economic data. They're backed by Chainlink and Coinbase as well. So I recently invested in.
Let me go back and see what this call sign was for Lingo. Let's see if we can go. Yeah, it's Lingo, right? Is that this guy? Where am I? Lingo Games? Is that the same? Lingo. I guess this is it. See, where is it at? Go to coin. See if it's on here. That's weird. It was Lingo, right? Yeah, Lingo. That's weird. Just didn't. Maybe it's not on CoinMarketCap yet. Well, let's finish the video and see what he has to say, and then we'll call it a night.
Lingo, by the way. So that's why I'm being a little bit secretive now, because I do know something, but you will see in a few days what's coming. And the reason I'm an early investor is because I think they're doing something novel and cool. Will it succeed? I don't know for sure. Nothing is guaranteed in crypto, but what I can say is that it's certainly a cool application of RWA. Recently invested in this one. So think of it as the bridge for blockchain technology and real-world economic data. They're backed by Chainlink and Coinbase as well. So I recently invested in this one because they had the big backers. I invested on the early stage market, so I'm interested to see what the price is in a couple of hours, or when this video is coming out, we will know the price. But they have some of the best partnerships in the space. Obviously, they're backed by Chainlink, backed by Coinbase, getting big exchange listings, etc. So this is one that I'm looking forward to. But obviously, on launch, look at the valuation, look at the price, and assess that versus its competitors. If something launches at a 10 bill FDV, it's probably not worth buying into. If it launches super low, partnerships in the space, obviously they're backed by Chainlink.
Just making a note of this guy. If you see me from time to time writing, I'm just making notes for future videos.
Getting big exchange listings, etc. So this is one that I'm looking forward to. But obviously on launch, look at the valuation, look at the price, and assess that versus its competitors. If something launches at a 10 bill FDV, it's probably not worth buying into. If it launches super low and you think there's an opportunity, then you can consider trading a token early. But it can be risky because in the early stages of a project, early investors that do get their unlocks are sometimes selling. And what this can do is this can put supply pressure on. So I always recommend waiting and seeing where things settle. Okay, you could miss a 2x, but it is better than getting dumped on the second a token launches. And oftentimes they do have a bit of weird price action day one. So I'd also stay away from leverage if there are perps on a coin like this. But hopefully this video gives you a little bit of perspective here as to how I view the RWA sector. It's a sector I'm extremely bullish on, also one with a lot of upside, and I'll continue.
Definitely something we need to keep an eye on, because as you mentioned, this guy's up 554.8% in the day, and it looked like it just came out today. So I don't know, but I can see here. I don't think there's any exchanges I can get this on, actually. Don't have Toro or Gate.io or KuCoin or Mexi or eToro. So let me know if you guys are able to get this one as well. I don't want to hold you guys all night. We've been running kind of long tonight, but I didn't do a video yesterday, so I guess I'm making up for the time. But I'll let you guys, I guess, push on, because this is coming up on 2 hours.
Continue to update you here on the channel with new RWA plays.
But let me know what you guys think about these RWAs, and if it's something we need to keep an eye on or talk about. But this is Black Tiger Miners signing out. Peace out. And until tomorrow. And remember, we are at 9 days and 18 hours away from Bitcoin halving. So remember, thanks Texas Crypto. Go ahead and share this video. Get the word out. RWAs are on the rise. RSR is another RWA under the radar. Currently 1 cent, 11 cents is the highest, moving slow. Research, and do more research. Everyone stay safe. Thanks, Slick Rian, and thanks Texas Crypto for joining. I was actually thought I was showing these, but I guess I completely missed those. So this is, imagine an apartment complex that has been tokenized with 1 million coins. You can buy a piece of that asset. Definitely would be a good investment there. But thanks for joining, and let's get the word out, and see you tomorrow night at, I guess, 9:30. I don't think I got something to do, so I won't be at 7:30. So I guess we can do something live at 9:30. But again, signing out, peace out, and let's get back to the money, guys.